T2EP3. I've got the suspension bushing to fit today. Got a 19mm single hex socket. Going to crack the wheel nuts off and then jack it up and support it on an axle stand. So I'll just go ahead and do that. So you can see here, this is the old front suspension wishbone bush, and you can see if you zoom in a bit, you can see it's perished. See there? The lines on it, it's all perished. I think the back one here is in a similar state of affairs. So we need to actually take this out, so undo that, and then undo the bottom ball joint as well, and then remove the lower wishbone. Okay, so here we have a 19mm single hex, deep socket and an extension bar, and then obviously I've got my breaker bar in there. I'm shooting through to here. Can you see that? That's what I'm shooting through, just to crack the nut off, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so
How about
there we go. So that's starting to spin, and then I'll get my ratchet on this end, and then I'll loosen the bolt out, and then here, again it's 19mm. Can you see that? 19mm here.
Yep.
And then just undo that. So get both those cracked off first, and then we'll look at the lower ball joint. So this is the lower ball joint. You need to remove this little cotter pin. So I'll show you how that looks, and that's the castellated nut that the cotter pin kind of goes through. You're now going to use the lower ball joint's completely knackered, so I'm going to have to replace that, but I don't have one now, so I will replace it another day. But it's just for me to know that that's absolutely mullered. So the cotter pin, you can just simply come in here with needle nose pliers, basically bend it, so you can see here, bend that one round, and it's the same the other side. I can just do it with my finger really. So bend that one round, and that one round, and then grab this here, just pull the whole pin out. Probably won't be able to do it one-handed. So there's the cotter pin removed. Then we have 19mm single hex. Get on this bottom nut and then crack that off. This is the drop link. These can be difficult to remove, but first spray both sides, this side too, and then you can look to get them off. Get a 17mm spanner Allen key, and then basically don't look to turn this Allen, it won't happen. You're really using that to stop the Allen from turning, and then you're actually undoing it with this. So you can try and put some pressure on it, no doubt this is pretty hard up on there. So the first thing I'm going to do is get a 17mm and a slightly longer extension. Okay, so that's spinning now. You can come in here with this to stop the spinning. Can you see it? Yeah. Yeah. So then you just go, and that's where the WD-40 comes in. It's because then, as you can see that. So what I'm doing is this is static. This doesn't move, and then I'm just moving the nut out. So I'm going to just undo that the whole way. Okay, so there's a number of ways that you can remove the lower ball joint. If you're not that bothered about the ball joint, because I know this one's pancaked anyway, you can just get this fork tool and then just from the other angle just drive it through. You see what that does is it wedges the bottom ball joint away from the rest of the hub, and then you can see that the slack between this unscrewed bolt and the lower wishbone is actually removed because you've wedged this in there, and then now that's now separated, so I can actually take this whole thing off. I've also, as I was saying before, removed the drop link as well. So now I can just undo those two big bolts holding the wishbone on. So I've fully unwound this one. There you go, that's out. Come in here. You see that? Yep. Unwind that fully. So that can come out. Again, big 19mm bolt. Just remember which way around they are. I think they're the same. They're the same. So under here, you can see that the fork wedge has managed to mean that this whole thing is loose. Now there's nothing actually holding this thing because I've undone the anti-roll bar drop link as well. So we're just good to pull the whole thing out. There we go, that's the whole thing out. And then we can go about pressing the bushes. You can see really the state that these are in. See the perishing isn't very clever either. It's all crusty. So we're going to remove these. So I'll go about setting up my press.